Sorry about that, Wes. Is that better? Yes. Hi. We have nothing to report because we had no closed session. And so we'll start with the pledge. And tonight, there are three very special people here. Morgan Martin, Kiwapu Koaho, and Jim Summy. Would you stand up for us? I'm not going to tell you why they're special. I'm just asking them to stand up. And would you three lead us? Oh, you know we're like a family, a community. So together, will you lead us in a pledge? Great job. That was an important part of their interview. Oh. No. Dr. Pletka, would you like to tell us anything? While I remind our public that this meeting will be tape recorded and live streamed. You can access the live stream at bit.ly/FSD Innovation on my YouTube. This meeting is being translated, and if you go to our website, they will show you exactly where to push the button to get the translations for the language you need. Thank you. Dr. Pletka, you're on.
So we are recommending for Ladera Vista, Morgan Martin. She has worked TK to 12 in science and NGSS as a TOSA in Los Alamitos Unified, has experience as both a junior high and high school teacher, has recent experience as both an admin designee and summer school principal, has served on state level committees for the rollout of the next generation science standards, has a strong background in the arts, particularly in the area of dance and musical theater. And we are very excited to have her come to Ladera Vista due to her arts focus and academic excellence. So I would like to formally
would you like
announce.
To say anything to us?
I'm just super excited to start this new journey, and everyone I've met so far has been absolutely wonderful. Today I walked around Ladera Vista, and I really feel like it's going to be a great one for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're very excited about Kuipo. Has been a teacher at all three grade level spans, elementary, junior high, and high school. Is currently the building assets coordinator at Beaumont High School. Is the process of completing her doctorate degree from the University of Redlands. Has recent experience as an admin designee. Was selected as the 2021 Teacher of the Year at Beaumont. And
wow.
is also, we are very excited to have her at Nicholas to roll up her sleeves and work right alongside the Nicholas team.
Welcome. Would you like to share anything with us?
I would like to tell you how phenomenal your interview process is. From the moment that sat in on the screening process, I've never heard of a assistant soup doing that, all the way to having the complete cabinet, executive cabinet, meet with me as well. It's been, and then you want to talk about Nina and personnel, and besides it, Esme, that's reception, phenomenal feeling. Love the atmosphere. I think this is the right fit for me, and I'm excited to start this journey.
Well, we're happy to have you. And he is a very innovative and hands-on superintendent.
And Kuipo, would you like to introduce any special people you have here?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Please stand. This is Kurt. This is my fiance. We postponed the wedding. It was supposed to be July 10th. We postponed it just to get. I'm, wrapping things up in my hometown. I'm trying to get it on the market. We're remodeling his home, relocating, all of that. So, but very soon, we promise this year it will happen. And then Kim. This is one of my very dear friends. She's also a former colleague of mine. We worked at the middle school level together. She was also a TOSA for math and science in the district and will continue to be a great resource.
Great. We do allow pods to sit together.
Oh, thank you.
And we're also very excited to announce Jean Summey, one of our own, has been a teacher at Orangethorpe School for 8 years, fabulous teacher, and has been involved in nearly every program offered at Orangethorpe. Project Curiosity, Robot Nation, coding, after school enrichment, Grandparents' Day, Love Fullerton, PBIS, I could say more. This year she was one of the teachers during the first year of my FSD Academy, and she is a professional development planner and trainer at the Tiger Woods Foundation Learning Center.
Wow.
Jean Summey.
We are so glad that you already have committed yourself to all those activities because you're going to spend a lot of time here. Sorry. Why don't you introduce who came with you?
I would love to introduce my husband, Stephen Sutton. My greatest supporter and wonderful partner for almost 30 years.
Nice.
He's actually a retired lieutenant colonel, so.
Wow. Yeah.
Most of the time. But I'm just thrilled to be staying here in Fullerton and in a school that I love, in the district that I have loved working in. I've gotten so much experience and have made so many great friendships and have so many great colleagues that I'm just very enthusiastic to carry it to the next level of Canada.
Thank you.
And for this very next special person, I've asked Julian to introduce our new arts director.
Good evening. On behalf of Educational Services in the Fullerton School District, we would like to welcome Ingrid Bowers, our new Program Director of the Arts, to the Fullerton family. Ingrid comes to us from Magnolia School District, where she coordinated art programs for her district and secured and oversaw arts grants and helped develop and implement an arts integrated elementary school. She was an integral part of the team that wrote her district's art plan, and she has been responsible for the implementation, which includes providing all students with arts experiences across all art domains in each of the grade levels. She's known for her skills in working with the arts community to bring in rich and diverse, culturally responsive art experiences for students. She is excited to get started in Fullerton and looks forward to continuing FSD's exemplary arts program. Welcome, Ingrid.
We're happy that you've had all that experience because, as you've probably researched, art is very important to us here at Fullerton, as we want to educate the whole child. And do you have anyone you want to introduce or something?
My husband, Kevin Bowers.
Welcome.
Also a musician in the community, so he is a pianist, plays for classes at American Ballet Theater and Wooded
Wow.
Floor and all over, and then he's a choir accompanist as well. So we met in
Nice.
school. So. 22 years, we're not at 30 yet. So. Yeah. And then my oldest daughter, Isabella Bowers, she's going to be a senior. And my dancer in the family and lover of choir and singing. We're a singing family. So, and then my youngest, Joseph Bowers. Also in our choir, and then also a baseball pitcher. So
Oh, wow.
we get around a little bit. So.
We love that. Well, welcome to all of you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you will have a real senior year. That's very nice. Dr. Pletka, is there anything else you'd like to share with us tonight?
That's all, just that we want to welcome everybody. We are a very family-oriented district, and just to say your families are welcome. You will be invited to more events than you can possibly go to, and we just want to welcome all of your family to be part of that.
And your husband may not be thrilled. You've now told us that he can play the piano. There are people listening in who already have typed his name down for requests. So, Janny, do you want to tell us anything this evening?
You know, it's interesting when we go into the summertime, people say, oh, you don't have anything to do, the kids are home, the teachers are done, and it's like, whoa, the summer can be more busy than part of the year. And I'd like to bring your attention to some of the great things that we have going on this summer, some of the programs. They're on our website, and I'm going to pull it up and show us. Otherwise, you can log into it. We have extended play. We have all the arts for summer camp. We have Summer Scholars Academy. We have the lab summer camp, and we have speech and debate summer camp. And wow, that's a lot. So we're keeping busy, and we're not just taking the summer off. And nice to everybody, and thanks for, it's really nice to see faces. It's really nice. You know, thanks.
Thank you. Aruni?
I'll echo Trustee Meyer's comments. It is really nice to be back in person and to see members of the community here. Welcome to everybody that is joining the Fullerton School District. I'm so excited for this new principals, new assistant principals. I think it's going to just add to the excitement of the upcoming school year for our students, for the staff, for everybody. So welcome again. I'm looking forward to tonight's Educational Services Honors and Accelerated Programs discussion. There's a lot of chatter about California changing guidelines for honors students and for students and families that want to see their children excel within the existing framework. And these changes are happening, so it's being discussed. So I want to thank again Dr. Pletka for being proactive, sending a letter during the rules-making period while they're taking comments, and just to reassure the community that Fullerton School District is always going to be striving for accommodating the excellent education goals of our families and our students. I also want to thank Dr. Coughlin for really at the drop of a hat putting together a demonstration. There, the AQMD has a rebate program to replace gas-powered equipment with electric equipment. I think we wanted to see just to make sure that these new devices are not like low flush toilets, which I really do think you had to flush more, right? But really at the drop of a hat, Dr. Coughlin and his team were able to put together a demonstration with the AQMD and their vendor. And I just appreciate that the district is always striving not just for the success of our students, but to just really be a 21st century institution. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Bev?
Thank you. Thank you. I do have to echo what Janny has said about having to do your homework and people thinking, oh, it's summer, you're okay. I think that tonight we have one of the most important decisions to make and votes to make, because we are approving our budget and our educational plan. When we talk about what we do and why we do it and who we do it for and where we're spending our funds and what we're looking at, this is one of the most important things that we have to do. So, and that doesn't come overnight. That comes with us really studying it and making sure that everything is there, and appreciating all the work that our staff has done into that. Again, always being innovative and always trying to figure out the best things for our kids. I do also want to welcome all of our new principals and assistant principals to our district. I'm glad that you already feel comfortable and that you feel that this is a family, because it really truly is. We've all been around one way or the other for lots of years, and we do take it to heart. Don't ever be surprised. I know in other school districts it doesn't always happen, but your board members will show up at your schools. And sometimes they might not call, or sometimes they might just be driving by and make a stop. Don't ever feel bad about that. Don't ever feel like it's something that doesn't normally happen, because it does. We feel comfortable, and I think our staff feel comfortable enough that if we drop by, it's not, to go and find out or I gotcha or anything. It's really simply to visit or to, clarify something. So we are a proactive board, so don't worry about it. We've got 2 new junior high APs here. I know that you all kind of probably have done your homework on us. In fact, I think there was a trivia game, but I don't think you were part of that at the time, which they won't share the questions with us.
About the board.
That was a board trivia game. I'm not sure what those questions were, but junior high is a hard age. And the students that are there are, you can either go this way or you can go that way, and it's years of where parents are not as quite involved physically as they have been in elementary or as they will be in high school with all those booster clubs. So it's those 2 years, it's just 2 years. I'm not really gonna do anything. I'm gonna let them be on their own, get them some independence. So there's lots of things that you have to watch out for, and for me, and I'm sure the rest of our board, junior high is very important. We care about how our kids feel on campus, and we can always do better. And so we want our kids to feel safe. We want our parents to feel engaged. We want our kids to feel engaged. We want them to love to learn, as well as love to dance and love to do STEM and all those things. So very, very important jobs you guys are taking. No pressure, but very, very important to us. And my heart and my soul are with you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So welcome to you all. Congratulations on the promotion. I hope you're going to love every minute. And I don't know if the people from the Phelps Foundation are listening in this evening, but I'm sure the first person you're going to talk to is John Phelps and let him know that you are the new vice principal. He will be thrilled, I'm sure. And for all the arts, this is a long-established program in our school district, and just stepping in can be perhaps overwhelming a little, so you'll have lots of people to talk to, because almost everybody has had experience with the arts, and our superintendent amongst everybody is a big supporter of the arts. So that's really wonderful. And I'm really glad to hear that you interview people very well, along with Chad and Nina, and I'm proud of that, because whenever I'm with people from other school districts, your superintendent interviews people, and I'm like, oh yeah. And so I'm proud of you doing that. And you, Chad, thank you. Thank both of you. We're going to move on now to information from our associations. DLAC, is there someone here? Do we have a note, or is there someone here? Nina?
President Sugarman, we have no reports from DLAC or our PTA.
Thank you. How about CSEA? Oh, welcome. Come on in.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you today?
Great. Hope you are too.
I'm doing well, thank you. Good evening, Dr. Pletka, President Sugarman, members of the Cabinet and Board. My name is Tanya Balek, and I'm speaking on behalf of CSEA tonight. This summer has already proven to be a very busy one for CSEA. We are happy and excited to see so many of our members working, and I'm going to fill you in on some of the things we've been doing. IIS are hard working collecting iPads, supporting summer schools with added tickets, and are already planning for next year. Our custodians are supporting summer school and ESY, while also accomplishing deep cleaning at all our sites. Nutrition services are making sure our students and community are fed, and will be packing boxes of food to ensure everyone has food during the summer. Transportation is doing an outstanding job getting our students to and from our summer school programs, and always with a smile on their face. With all the students on different campuses, our grounds have never looked better, and that's a big shout out to M&O. Our school offices are being open for programs, which has allowed additional work for office managers, clerks, and also our health assistants. And IAs are working all summer programs, as well as added time for LLM. This was an opportunity for all IAs who wanted to work this summer. This is the first time I believe this has ever happened, that if you wanted to work any extra hours this summer, they were available to us. This is a fantastic item to share. In closing, I will continue to let you know that it will be a busy summer, and we are here eagerly and willing to help. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you. I think I speak for the board when I say that we really enjoy getting your reports in this new format. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are working really hard at letting you know what we're doing. I appreciate it.
Okay. Is FETA? Do we have someone here from FETA? I don't see anyone this evening. How about from FESMA? I guess somebody didn't get the memo. We had a board meeting. Oh, yes. It's okay. They might be enjoying their summer. No, they're never in trouble. It's okay. Public comments. Do we have any public comments, Nina?
President Sugarman, there were no written public comments received, and I do not believe we have any walk-ins.
I don't see anyone here wishing to speak. I have no notices or anything. And the public is always welcome to speak up at our meeting and talk with us. I think one of the topics that I got some emails on had to do with CRT. And the letter you sent out, Dr. Lee, made a wonderful difference explaining the difference between CRT and CRT. And so I hope that we use acronyms less in the future and that we really write out what we're talking about, because especially when we're doing social emotional and things like that, after you read a lot, after a while you just are like, what do these letters mean? And our public needs to know what those letters mean, and our board members. Okay, moving forward, we have to approve the minutes from the June 8th meeting. We were all here. Tonight there are only 4 of us here. Do I have any corrections on those minutes? Seeing none, do I have a motion to pass?
I'll move to approve the regular minutes of June 8th, 2021.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion? Goodbye. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? That's 4-0. Thank you. The next thing we do is to approve our agenda. Does anyone have anything on the agenda that they would like to move around?
Nothing in particular, but assuming that interest from the public would be higher at the beginning of the meeting if there were the public hearings, I suppose, or even maybe the media presentations. Just a thought.
You know, I think that our consent agenda is very simple and will go quickly, so why don't we just leave it as it is? Is that okay?
Yes.
If that's okay with everybody? So can I have a motion to approve our agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, does anybody have anything they want to point out on the consent agenda? And of course, I'd love you to flash up the over $70,000 in donations that were given to us. That's item B, 10B. I think that's B, yeah. Okay, Nina. Anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss or pull? Can you find that? Well, wait a second, because those people really deserve super thank yous. Oh, yes, sorry. Thank you. There we are. Isn't that amazing? And how generous our community is to provide us with so much support to enhance our programs. And I especially know that you're looking at the Acacia Foundation, which donated $62,000 to Acacia School. Wow, now that's real dollars, and that makes a difference. So we want to thank all of our donors. We've had so many great donors, and our own Catherine England, $4,000. That was really nice. So thank you to each of them, and you make our programs better. Do I have a motion to accept the consent items?
I move to approve the consent items.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay, Bev beat you. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I skipped 8, which is really important, so let's go back to it. It is honors and accelerated program description. And thank you, Sung.
Thank you. So good evening, President Sugarman, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Pleka, and Executive Cabinet. So as you all know, board goal number 1 is having high expectations for all of our students. So tonight's presentation will focus on how we address this goal through preparing students for success in high school, college, and career, and through utilizing personalized student-centered approach and student strengths.
Before you go on, I do want to make a statement, because when people see honors and accelerated programs, I don't want anyone to think this is to the negative of other students, whether it's special ed or children who need more support in the classroom. We give a lot of attention to those children, and we have staff that gives them special support. But we want our public to know we also honor every child, including our honors. So I'm excited to hear your report. Thank you.
Thank you. So in addressing this board goal, more specifically, we wanted to highlight our junior high math honors program, as well as our student enrichment opportunities that address board goal number 1. So our district is committed to placing students in appropriately challenging classes, and at the same time, providing an opportunity for students to be successful in all their classes. So what you see here on this slide is your traditional math pathway, with 7th graders learning 7th grade math, then 8th grade math, and then algebra in 9th grade. It's important to note that algebra is designated as a 9th grade high school course, and that students who take algebra in 9th grade are on track to fulfill their A through G high school requirements. So in addition to that, though, we also offer an honors pathway where 7th graders will learn 7th and 8th grade standards through an accelerated course, and then take algebra in 8th grade, and then geometry in 9th grade. In addition to that, we also have some students who qualify for algebra in 7th grade, which would allow them to take geometry in 8th grade and then algebra 2 in 9th grade. And our comprehensive junior high schools, as well as our 2 K-8 schools, offer all 3 of these math pathways. So these accelerated courses have been offered for many years. Nothing has changed. And we plan on continuing to offer our accelerated math programs in the future as well. So we also offer enrichment opportunities for students in 7th grade and 8th grade as well. We partnered with Fullerton College to offer our middle college program. Students can enroll in a college level course, and upon successful completion of the course, will earn units for that class. So this past year, we offered a journalism class, which covers all different mediums of mass communication, such as newsprint, TV, film, internet, and radio, as well as a computer game design class. For this upcoming year, we are planning to offer the journalism class again, as it was highly popular and successful, as well as a multimedia reporting class that focuses on digital storytelling and media article writing. So in addition to that, FSD students have the opportunity to take AP Computer Science test, as well as an AP Language and Composition test. You know, more than passing the test to earn college credit, students are really able to familiarize themselves with the demands and the rigor of taking an AP test. But with that said, we do have many students who do pass the test. Last year, we had 34 students that passed an AP test, which earns them college credit when they start college. The results of this year's AP test will be released soon, and once we have that information, we will make sure to share that data with you as well.
Our percentage of pass for students taking the class is comparative if they took it in high school or college?
Yeah, in some cases, especially with our AP language and composition test, it's actually higher than high school percentages.
Thank you.
We also continue to partner with the high school district as well in offering college prep biology at the high school to a select number of students that do qualify for that class. And along with that, students at Parks can qualify to enroll in a biology class at their own site. Successful completion of that course automatically places them in honors biology in high school, when they get to high school. So to provide support and access to more of our students, programs such as Alex Math, Extended Play, and online lessons that are built within iReady help students accelerate their learning. And so it really provides them with adaptive programs that provide lessons at their actual level. So you can see that our district really does have high expectations for our students, as the board goal shares. We also have provided, we have also always provided accelerated programs and enrichment opportunities, and will continue to do so moving forward. And with that, I wanted to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be able to share and present.
Thank you. Does someone have any questions? Yes. Rooney asked for this item to be on the agenda, so let's have him start off.
So what the state's Board of Education is contemplating would be limiting these types of advanced classes, but my understanding, just from a simple reading, would be that it's geared towards high schools. Is that your understanding as well?
Yeah, a lot of the examples that they used were from the high school if you look at the draft of the math framework. And it is a framework and it's guidance, but local districts do have the flexibility to kind of determine what kind of honors programs we can offer.
In trying to understand why the state might do that, I was, just for argument's sake, thinking, okay, well, if we have just a small percentage of students that are achieving these higher levels in 7th and 8th grade, but we have a majority or a significant number of students who are not performing at grade level or who are having problems with basic mathematics that the high schools will require of them. I was thinking, okay, well, maybe what they're thinking is that the resources of a teacher teaching one course that has just a handful of students where there are maybe 100 children that could use more in-depth math homework and training and oversight of a teacher. I guess it was maybe a use of resources in terms of teaching staff. Is that a problem here in the Fullerton School District?
Well, no, some of the programs that we shared with you, you can see that what we've done is we've tried to provide many opportunities and programs for students to be able to accelerate their learning. For example, Alex Math, one of the programs that we shared with you, what we ended up doing is we ended up purchasing a significant number of licenses and shared that with our school sites, had them determine students that would be appropriate. So Alex Math was not an intervention program. It was actually purchased as an enrichment program to make sure that students were able to get that extended learning, to get that opportunity to learn content even outside of their grade level, to help prepare them to be able to be successful, like on an honors placement test. Also, the high school district, they also administer an honors placement test to their incoming freshmen as well. So we provided these programs to support the students as well so that they are successful when they are taking these kinds of tests.
And then I guess just a final point, you mentioned that districts would have local control. And I guess the truth of the matter is that Fullerton is a district that has a significant number of high-achieving students, involved parents. There's just a lot of community interest in these higher level AP and math courses and science courses, right?
Yeah, I mean, for example, our middle college, we actually had, I think, 20 students on the wait list that wanted to be a part of our middle college program. And so we're always looking at ways to offer additional opportunities. With middle college, we started with just a handful of courses with a handful of students in each course. Now we're at a point where we have 20, 25 students, max capacity for each of the classes. So we definitely see that there is a growing need for providing enrichment opportunities for students, and we hear that from parents as well. And as we hear that, we definitely want to address that, and we've done so in many different ways.
That's wonderful. So if we hear from parents in the community that are worried about these changes, we can direct them to you?
For sure.
All right,
sure.
thanks.
Beverly?
I think that most of my questions were just answered, and again, I think it goes back to the fact that it's a framework, and we as a district have the ability to continue the programming that we feel is important for our own students. So thank you.
For sure.
Thank you for the.
Thank you.
You know, first, I see that we have iReady on this. Now, iReady comes at different levels, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's an adaptive program. It's the iReady diagnostic itself is nice because, you know, for the state test, it only tests within the student's grade level. So if a student is performing at a grade level like above their grade level, a state test doesn't really measure that, but an iReady test does, and so it allows us to be able to differentiate instruction, allows us to be able to provide enrichment as well. So what ends up happening with iReady is students take a diagnostic test. Let's say you have a 4th grader who takes a diagnostic test. If they place, let's say, in level 5 or level 6, which is 5th grade or 6th grade, there are lessons that are automatically assigned to the student at that level. So they may be seeing 6th grade lessons or 7th grade lessons depending on how they performed on the diagnostic test. So that really is that's truly like an adaptive system that we have in place.
So while you're making a presentation for honor students and meeting the needs of that group of students and the requests of their parents, iReady is also capable of helping students who need a little support or incentive, and it's a program that goes the whole breadth of the system.
Yes, and we've made sure to communicate that with teachers as well so that they were able to share with their students that the iReady lessons are available over the summer as well. We're using it for extended play as well. We're using it for our summer. So we have a lot of uses for iReady really because it is appropriate for a student at any level that they are working at.
So sometimes the state has to look at numbers of students throughout the state and makes programs or frameworks that they think are best for the mass of students. And if school districts, which I'm proud we are one, want to adopt that framework, we can always enhance it. We can't do less, but we have to. We could do more. And school districts that don't is a choice by their leadership in several levels. And again, kudos to these leaders, all of you, for looking at all students at all ends of the learning curve to give everybody an equal opportunity to learn at the best of their ability at that time. Because over time, sometimes abilities change, you know, and interests and focus and life. So thank you, and this was very helpful, I think. I think we all agree to that. And Aruni, thank you for asking for the presentation. It was very timely. Okay. Now, turn my thing back on here. And Bev, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so we're done with our consent agenda, and we're moving on to our public hearing. We have a public hearing for Fullerton School District to allow the public to comment regarding adoption of Resolution 20/21-17 to establish temporary interfund transfers of special or restricted monies, and that's a big deal. So tell us about it.
It's a big deal. It allows us in these times of deferrals, where the state has deferred our funds, to next year. It allows us to move funds, money from other funds to meet our obligations. So it used to be you could borrow up to 75% of each fund. For last year and this year, they increased it to 85%. In order to do this, there needs to be a resolution passed. So that's what this public hearing is about.
Thank you. Do I have some questions from the public or any comments from the public regarding this matter? Not seeing anyone, how about from the board?
Dr. Coughlin, at a recent meeting, you explained that the state of California moved up the timeline on the deferrals, right? Or shortened the time period that we would have to wait?
So for this year, we had over $18 million that was deferred to next year. We will be receiving those next year. What they did was, at this point in time, with the adopted budget for next year, there will be no deferrals with the exception of one deferral, which will be from June 2022 to July 2021. So that helps.
And which funds are we taking funding from?
I can have Melissa
Melissa?
start. I know starting in parts of March and April and May and June, we did not receive our funding, and even some a little back then. So for the last 4 months, we've been working off of other funds and our ending balance to make sure we can continue to pay our obligations, both to our vendors and also our employees.
Thank you.
More of a comment, but has the state ever used the term "the checks in the mail"? When,
They know what IOU means.
It-
IOU.
And this time they didn't say the check's in the mail. They said the check will be in the mail next year. So it's even worse. Yes.
Okay.
Without interest.
Any further
Without interest.
comments from the board?
So this would just be I believe, the public hearing portion, correct? Is that right?
Hearing no comments, I now declare the public hearing closed at 7:43. And
6:40.
6:40.
oh, 6:43. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking ahead.
Are you still looking at one that has like little hands?
And his hand was moving. Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. We like to be kept afloat. Important. Oh my goodness, stop that. Okay, next we have some discussion of items. The first one is adopt resolution 20/21-16 regarding the education protection account.
Yes, so I will be up here for the next 5 items, so for those of you watching at home, this would be the good time to go feed your animals if you would like, or you can stay. So the resolution that we are asking the board to approve is the resolution regarding the education protection account, which began back in 2012 with the passage of Proposition 30, continued later with Proposition 55 in 2016. Back then, taxes were levied on high income earners, and those funds were then put into an education protection account to go to schools to use. Basically, remember at that time we were about to receive cuts to funding, so this was not necessarily new money. It was money that was going to be cut, and it came to school districts. And will continue until 2030, I believe. And as part of receiving this fund, one of the criteria for this is the board needs to adopt a resolution showing how these funds are going to be spent. They cannot be spent on administrative salaries. In the past, what our recommendation to the board is to approve them for teacher salaries out at the school sites, and it amounts to over $4 million.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Comments?
We have to pay salaries.
It's a good way, huh? And do I have a motion to adopt Resolution A regarding the Education Protection Account?
I move to adopt Resolution 20/21-16 regarding the Education Protection Account.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay.
And for those watching at home, the amount was $4,422,750. So that was the amount. The next item is to adopt the proposed 2021-2022 budget, which we presented at our last board meeting. Nothing has changed with the numbers. I believe there's a need to go through that. The budget is available on our website and was available for public viewing. From the budget, it shows that we're able to meet our financial obligations for next year and for the following 2 years. There will be additional funding coming next year in the form of a COLA, which helps because this year we received no COLA. So we're looking forward to that. We're projecting at this point in time basically a balanced budget for the next year and the following year. Eventually, though, in the third year out, as expenses continue to rise and uncertainties in the money revenue coming in, we are showing a little bit of a deficit spending in those years, but from what I know is, and I think I said this the last time, I'm 100% sure that it will not be that amount in that out year. We do budget very conservatively, and the board has always acted responsibly and has not had any issues in the past.
Thank you. Any questions regarding the budget that questions that were not covered in the last meeting?
No.
I do like the short piece you put out for parents to understand our budget. I thought that was the first time I'd seen that, and it was really a wonderful addition for people to get a glimpse of our budget in a quick way. All those, I have a motion. No, I need a motion for this.
A motion. I'll make a motion to adopt the proposed 2021-2022 budget, all funds.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Nina, that's 4-0. Don't go away. Now we have to adopt Resolution 20/21-17 to establish temporary interfund transfers of special or restricted fund monies. And we heard about that a little bit ago. Do I have a motion?
I move to adopt Resolution 20/21-17 to establish temporary interfund transfers of special or restricted monies.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you both. Any questions about this? Before? Okay, Rob, do you want to tell us a little more, or are we good?
Yes, this involves, let me get the number of parcels here, the total number of 100, there's 110 parcels. We're talking about the area, the northwest corner of Bass-Centurion State College. And there are 110 parcels, 91 of them are taxed. You'll notice in the document here that you'll see a zero amount. I mean, that is a parcel. Oh, we're on the interfund transfer.
Not on that one yet, yeah.
Not to the special.
I am so sorry. I
We're on C.
apologize. Thank you, Dr. Hammond. Let's go back to the interfund transfer, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
You have explained that to us a few minutes ago and did a nice job.
Correct. And so we can play that back. This is the interfund transfer, which allows the school district in times of need, and we don't know what's going to happen in the future, to do interfund borrowing up to an amount of 85%. The money needs to be paid back, which we have done in the past. So this is a mechanism for the school district in order to keep up with its obligations.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I think I already
We
made
have
it.
a motion, a second. Further questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Now we get to go to District 40,
Now your parcel.
which is adopt resolution number 2021-18, authorizing and providing for the levying of special taxes with Community Facilities District 2000-1, District 40, Vandale.
And this is an annual resolution that we bring in front of the board. It gives you the authority to levy taxes on this area. There are 110 parcels, 91 are taxed. They are taxed in this area all the same. Each parcel is taxed an annual tax of $1,366.16. These are also known as Melrose tax. And it is at the northwest corner, that piece of land in the northwest, homes built at Bass-Centurion State College, the northwest corner.
And this was passed at the time they were built, just before they were built, before they were
Correct.
sold. Okay, do we have any questions? Do we have someone to move on this item?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 20-/21-18, authorizing and providing for the levy of special taxes with Community Facilities District 2000-1, District 40, Vandale.
Second.
Thank you both. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? 4-0. And as we're going through this and the public hears 4-0 votes, know that when we have questions, we do contact our finance department and get answers the days preceding this event, this meeting. And so this is not our very first reading or the first time we've discussed this. We don't discuss it together, but we do discuss it with the district. Okay, G, approve committee on
No, we gotta do amortized.
I forgot E, thank you. I was going too quickly. Adopt resolution 2021, authorizing the providing for the levying of special taxes with Community Facilities District 2000-1, District 48, Amherst Heights. And it was similarly that we put this on the properties before the homes were built.
Correct. This is money actually that's raised and to pay back for the building of Fissler School over in Amherst Heights. Little difference on this one is it's based on the square footage of the homes, and there were 5 different models, so that's why you'll see some different amounts on the different parcels. And when you see a 0, it means that's a parcel of land, but there is nothing on that parcel. The total number of parcels in this area, going to the bottom, 1,213 and 1,129 are the number of parcels taxed.
Do you want to flash a picture of that parcel up on the screen? It's right there next to the item. Oh no, we just have the
No,
partial. Sorry. Okay.
You can click on it and then go to the bottom.
Yeah,
It
it's
will be
okay.
on there.
We're good. We're good. Do I have someone to make a motion on this?
Oh, I'll move to adopt the resolution for District 48, Amherst Heights.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Further discussion? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. Appreciate
you.
that. Now we have adopt the proposed 2021-2022 Local Control Accountability Plan, which is the LCAP, and we move on to Dr. Lee with that. And annual updates for the 2019-2020 LCAP and the 2021 Learning Community and Attendance Plan. A lot.
Good evening, President Sugarman, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Bob Plecka. Tonight we seek the adoption of the proposed 2021-22 Local Control Accountability Plan, aka LCAP. As you mentioned, the annual updates as well as the Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan. We have Dr. Janelle Lau here as well to answer any questions. But in a previous board meeting, we did have a presentation of the draft form of the LCAP.
And you did send us a lot of homework this weekend on this.
Yes, I did.
Do we have more questions?
I have a question. This flyer that's so nice, who does this go out to?
That goes out to the parents. It's a parent guide, an FSD exclusive. We have put together a guide that really takes the LCAP and provides a condensed version that the public can digest. We understand the LCAP is chock full of just interesting and absolutely amazing detailed plans of our districts, intricacies, and of our programs. But that LCAP guide will provide not only a general imprint of what the plan is, but in a very parent-friendly version and language.
No, it's a great document, a nice snapshot of everything in 4 pages.
Yes.
That's great. Any other questions or comments?
I have comments.
Good, Bev.
And I was pleased because as you look at the parents' guide that summarizes everything, listing the 4 goals that came from the community or from the actual LCAP committee, and looking at those 4 goals and concentrating on those and looking at our board goals. It's always nice to see that what your stakeholders in your community are looking for are also things that we as a board feel are very important. So I did want to point out that that they do coincide with one another for the most part. So I just want to make some comments because as you read through here, I know it's so many words, and just know that this does not go unnoticed, all of these words in here and all this. It's supposed to be an easier process. When they first came out with this LCAP, it was supposed to be the easy way to read it. But I wanted to just bring out so that we all knew and that the public knew that you guys, that this committee has spent a lot of time coming up with ways and things that we can do to improve learning, to focus on, social emotional health of our students, and everything else that goes along with that. There were just a couple things I wanted to read out loud that are things that are addressed in our LCAP, because I think that as we hear community members commenting on different things that are different survey results and what our district is focusing on, I wanted to make sure that people realize that we do identify that there are things that we need to do. We talk about our middle school students and how there's a particular need to strengthen cultural inclusiveness and their sense of belonging, and that we are addressing that. That we do know that there are things that happen, there are things that are brought up, and that we have goals and we have specific actions that are going to address those. And so I applaud you for looking at that and saying, okay, we need to really address this, and how are we going to do that? And bringing our community and our stakeholders into the conversation on how is that going to look? What do we need to do in order to address those things? So thank you for that, and we are making progress, and keep it up. The stakeholder input, I think that looking at just everything that we have done as a district and all that we've listened to, I'm real proud of the fact that as a district you can come up with what we feel are our goals, but then we listen to people and we listen to parents and we listen to our students, and we really take a good understanding of what it is they're looking for, and sometimes we tweak things and we incorporate that, and I think that's very important to point out. And as they read through all these pages, they can also see this. When we look at professional development, we talk about cultural responsive teaching and our goals of looking at our diversity and bringing in books and curriculum and things so that our students can see people that look just like them and they can learn and all those things that we're doing for that. And that's addressed in our LCAP. In cultural responsive teaching, in professional development. Again, I can't tell you how important it is for me to make sure that this comes to all of us, not only our students, but our staff members, to really get them to start looking at that as well. All of the items, all of the actions that we are providing for social emotional learning, so both their safety in their soul and their physical safety. Again, one of the things that we approved today was, you hate to have to do it, but we're approving, intruder training for our staff, but those are things that you have to do, and we are addressing that. And so we're addressing all areas of safety and well-being for our kids. Engagement, again, middle school, right? And you're not ignoring the middle school parents who don't respond very much, right? The rates are down. So what is it that we're going to do to bring those parents in, to really engage them, to touch them, and to find out what's important to them? And you're addressing that in the LCAP. You're addressing that in this plan. And so that, to me, makes me feel good that we are not ignoring that there's always ways to get better, and it's always been like that. I'm not gonna say it's never gonna get better, but it's always gonna be there. And that the fact is that you, even to the time that we presented to the time that we're approving, you guys are still making tweaks, right? We sent it out, you're looking at things, you're saying, you know what, we need to increase the percentages on, responding to our kids that really need it, and we're doing that. We're providing as much as we can, and we're providing more, more dollars and more resources to our students that really need the help, because that's part of the purpose of this whole thing is, what do our kids need to bring them up and to address all of our needs, and so that we're doing that. So again, I won't go into all of the readings of it, but I just wanted to touch on some of the things that I thought were important to bring up, so that not only people here, but the people listening, and that we all know that you guys have put a lot of time and effort to this, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you, Trustee Berryman, for recognizing the journey work of our LCAP committee, as well as the details that go into this plan, and just a huge kudos and recognition for Dr. Lau's leadership.
And her first time solo, good job.
Thank
Well, not
you.
solo, but.
Very nice. Did you want to say something, Jenny? No. I just wanted to add, in reading through it, I was thinking how lucky we were. We have additional burdens this coming year, or at least we think we will have, especially in student emotional sense, and also the issue of safety. Students have brought that up themselves, and I think we're really fortunate, not fortunate we need to do this, but fortunate at this time we've been given extra dollars, because the public needs to know that there are a lot of things we like to do every year, but we don't have the funds to do it. And that's frustrating for all of us. So we pick and choose each year what we can possibly do to improve our whole system. And this year, we were able to pick and choose more things that we could do. And our community has come through with a lot of support for us also. All of those books we approved last board meeting from the Phelps Foundation is a teeny step in helping us to move forward, but it was a huge amount of money. And we are just not blessed that we've come through all of this and we're concerned, but we are blessed that we've got additional dollars to help amend or address some of these complicated issues. Thank you and your whole teams for doing this, because this was a tough one. This was a tough one. I know a lot of people were sitting in that room with different ideas of prioritizing and action, and you guys came up with a wonderful plan. So thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any members here tonight of the LCAP?
I'm sorry. I will get in the line. I thought I started with Aruni. Bad me. Wait one more minute. Aruni, do you have something you'd like to say or ask?
No, I thought the board members' comments were really thorough. Thank you so much.
Now I need to approve this. No more comments?
I'll make a motion to adopt the proposed 2021-2022 Local Control Accountability Plan, LCAP, and annual updates for the 2019-2020 LCAP and the 2020-2021 Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. And I like that it's all written out so we just don't have just initials there. All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
4-0, Nina. Thank you. Now we go on to Dr. Hammett, approved committee on assignments recommendation for the 2021-2022 school year. Would you like to tell us about this?
Yes, there are times at some of our schools, especially our K-8 schools, where we want to offer a robust number of electives, but it's difficult because we have a smaller staff at our K-8 schools who don't necessarily hold a specific credential in each course area. So we are bringing forth this committee on assignments tonight for the board to approve for one of our staff members to teach a course that's called the Creative Academy. What it is, it's a photography course in which students learn not only how to do photography, but how to run a photography business and all of the elements involved with photography, from editing to production to marketing. And we have one of our teachers there who has the requisite skills and abilities and has experience in this area to teach this course, which is actually outside of her normal credential area. So by the board's approval, this would allow this elective to be offered at Beechwood K-8.
And this is something that the principal thinks will improve the curriculum at the school?
Improve the curriculum and offer a wider selection of elective programs to the students as well.
Thank you. Do I have a motion on this?
I move. Trying to find my page, sorry. I move to approve the Committee on Assignments recommendation for the 2021-2022 school year.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. This is another reflection of reaching the whole child in any direction they need support. And so that's sort of nice. That seems to be a theme this evening. All those in favor? Oh, comments from anyone?
I
All
think
those in
that
favor?
adding the whole entrepreneur piece to this is awesome, and
Yes.
that, you know, they are going to learn, you know, a skill that they'll remember. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of budding entrepreneur businesses going on with photography, you know, maybe they can do pet photography or what have you. So I see this being something really fun and innovative for kids.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? 4-0, Nina. Now, do we have any requests from board members for future agenda items?
I actually had one, and I don't know if it's a agenda item or if it could be just a communique, but usually during the summer we get a summer projects list on everything that we're doing, because I've been driving around and noticing we've got some trenches in places and big bulldozers in spots, and so I would love to see what district-wide our summer projects and how we're doing on those.
And
Jenny?
I think it would be nice if we got some things that are happening this summer that we might visit. Just give us some different dates and some things that might be highlighted.
Thank you. And last but not least, last year there was so much movement of students in school, out of school. We now have the virtual school. I would like to know if we could get a report on our increases, our decreases, ways that students are, if they are continuing here but doing it differently. So we have a feel of the movement of our students and the decrease in our enrollment, so that we might get a better handle on that. Us, not you. We know you know it. Enrollment type things, yes, but not just numbers,
But where they move.
comments, yeah, and maybe went to school from school A to school B, or, you know, this number of students went to private schools, and are they coming back? Thank you. With that, I'm going to adjourn this meeting and tell you you'll have to wait till the 27th of July to see us again here in the boardroom.
Oh, darn.
Thank you for attending.